What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week, bother.
Bother.
We're reviewing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Winnie the
There's
Pooh.
that.
In a world where Christopher Robin goes back to the 100 Acre Woods to find his pals from when he was a young lad. Yeah. So, obviously you loved it. Let's jump on into it. Let's jump on into it. So this film takes place years after Christopher Robin has grown up. He's become a doctor. He is bringing his fiance to the 100 Acre Woods to basically prove to her that he grew up with...
Fiance, right?
Yeah, fiance. He calls her his wife later.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he calls her his wife later. But but it's his fiance. He's bringing her out there to basically prove that he's not crazy.
I'm personally not convinced.
He does say, or in the prologue, it is stated that Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, and Owl are hybrids. They are the animal-human hybrids.
Yeah.
So someone boinked an owl, and thus,
I guess,
thus we got Eeyore. The whole starting of this, before we even get the starting credits and the title screen and everything, is 14 minutes long. We get this whole scene that sets all this up, and it's kind of set like a storybook, like you would, I mean, not the whole thing, but we get this storybook type thing where, you know, kind of at the beginning of the Winnie the Pooh movies.
Yeah.
And it's going through and it's showing.
It's like it's like the pencil drawings, basically. Like drawings.
So I thought that the throwbacks to that were pretty cool.
That was really clever. It was a clever opening.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And by the way, I should mention we there are going to be minor spoilers here and there. We'll try not to spoil the whole thing. At the end of that opening, though, I swear, because they talk about how in that animated opening, didn't like Christopher Robin come back?
No,
he didn't.
It shows him coming back a lot, and growing up, but then he went off to school. Because during high school and everything, or during what do they call that? His upper years, because it is all set in England.
Yeah.
Which everybody
basically
like
he leaves for
Australian,
college,
but whatever.
Though.
Yeah, and during the high school years, he's starting to go out there less and less. And the thing is that during his time when he was growing up, he was bringing them food. Yeah. He was taking care of them. They were basically like lost. You know, they were just like, they didn't know what to do with themselves. Yeah. Almost like abandoned children out in the woods. And he was helping take care of them and all this. And as he got older and they got older, it went time for him to go to uni or college. Yeah. And he leaves. And they're abandoned. And they decide to go feral.
Yeah.
And they hate all humans.
Basically, the first winter is really bad.
And they eat Eeyore. Yeah. I'm going to spoil the heck out of that part. They eat Eeyore. But yeah, they... and you never see Owl. I will point
Tigger.
That out. Well, they don't even talk about Tigger.
I thought they did.
No, there was...
They didn't?
There was... Okay, there was Rabbit, Owl... Eeyore, Piglet.
Oh, okay. You're right. Rabbit was the other one.
Yeah, we don't see Rabbit, and we don't see Owl
right.
later on. We just we just see them in the drawings at the beginning. But anyway, they go feral and they hate anything human, and so they vow to kill anything that they come across that's human.
Okay. Yeah.
And especially Christopher Robin.
And see, that's where I thought, like, because they, at the end of this little pencil drawing animation, they show someone showing up at the woods and then like
Yes.
toss him into a fire pit. I
Yes.
thought that was supposed to be Christopher
No,
Robin.
no, that's not
Okay,
him. That was just another person.
a random person. Okay,
A rando.
yeah,
So anyway, basically what happens is we have the Christopher Robin comes back, brings his fiance. There's also a group of girls that come out there to the woods to
yeah,
basically staying at a lake house type thing. Um, and then we get Pooh and Piglet wreaking havoc with them.
yeah,
It's your basic slasher stalker
yeah.
movie.
There is one random girl that shows up just for no apparent reason other than to get her clothes ripped off and basically fill the boob and blood count.
Which girl was that? Which
I
one?
don't know. We don't know. It was just some random person.
No, I mean
Unless
at what point? I'm trying to figure out at what point.
it was kind of near the beginning. I don't remember if it was
Oh,
before.
the girl at the gas station that ran into the gas no, no,
No,
no. No, it was the short hair, like the blonde with the short hair. I
oh,
remember who you're talking about, and then
I thought there was like a redhead that showed up.
maybe she was a redhead. I don't
I don't even.
remember. All I
And
remember is that she ends up inside that warehouse type building,
oh
and
yeah,
yeah. That that was a great kill, though.
it was a
I do have
good
to say
kill.
it was a great kill.
But like, and I'm wondering if she
Oh,
was supposed to
spoilers,
be.
she doesn't make it.
I was wondering if she was supposed to be part of the other group of girls, or I don't remember what
Maybe,
order this all happened in.
maybe. I don't remember either. What really got me though is there was a Lancer Evo, a car that was sitting right outside of that warehouse when she was trying to go in,
Oh yeah,
and and it was abandoned and it was in like it had overgrowth all over it, and I was like, oh, forget the girl, I want to save the car.
yeah,
Because it's like one of my dream cars. So
yeah,
anyway, yeah. But anyway, so all this terror ensues. We get these big fights and battles between the girls and them. We get one scene which we saw in the trailer and all the promotional things of the girl in the hot tub,
yeah,
which to me probably one of the best scenes in the film. I I really enjoyed that one. I got a
yeah,
trash truck going by. But anyway, yeah, she was hot, man. I thought that the ratio of hot girls to hot British girls, that as well, and violence was very nice.
yeah.
Um,
Well, to be
but
fair, every single one of the girls did
to be
fit a
fair,
specific, like yeah. You had the hot
stereotype.
girl, you had the
Yeah,
nerdy girl, you had the main girl.
yeah. The main girl who was neurotic because she had been stalked and had
Yeah,
issues with I mean, that was basically almost ripped straight out of 1984 or American Horror Story 84.
oh really?
Oh yeah, directly out of that. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
there was the whole she the oh, what was her name? Uh Roberts, Emma Roberts. She
Oh
had
okay.
been uh stalked by this guy, and who we actually find out is the Night Stalker. Spoiler, but this isn't that podcast. Um, but and then there's another slasher and all this sort of stuff. 84 turned out to be pretty good in American Horror Story. It wasn't great. It wasn't my favorite one, but it was all right.
Yeah, we're talking about American Horror Story now.
Yep, pretty much. But anyway, so yeah, the costumes on Pooh and Piglet, they could have been worse. Basically, they were rednecks
Yeah,
with
rubber masks.
rubber masks, but I thought they did okay with it. One of my favorite scenes was when Pooh has one of the girls tied up, one of the hot girls tied up, and he's sitting there and like hand feeding himself honey,
Yeah,
and he's just like,
is that where
and
it's
it's
like
just
dripping
like
all over
coming
her
down his
face?
face.
Yeah,
And then he goes over to her and he's like over the top of her, and it's just honey's dripping down. I was like, that was awesome. But anyway, Yeah, I don't want to give a whole lot away about this. I'm trying to think of what else we can say
I
about
feel
it
like
besides it being
there's
a
not a lot.
slasher.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's not really a lot to say. If you've noticed, we keep just describing the girls by descriptions. That's because I don't remember any of their names.
No.
And if you watch this movie, you won't either. So,
Now, okay, now I do have to say this though. This was a weird one for me. Okay, so there was one girl, the girl in the hot tub. Okay, she has her phone out and all this sort of stuff. The back of her phone says Natasha
oh,
on it.
does it? I didn't
Okay,
even see
yeah,
that.
and she's taking pictures of herself with her phone. I'm like, oh, that girl must be Natasha. And they're like, oh, Laura got killed. Oh, spoiler. Uh,
This is
Laura
a
got
slasher
killed.
movie. People
Yeah,
die.
yeah. Oh, and her death was great, by the way. That was with the car.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. So anyway, for low budget, I thought they did
Yeah.
pretty good. But yeah, her name was Laura. So I'm like,
Okay.
wait, is her name
Huh.
Laura? So I had to IMDb it. Her real name's Natasha. So did
Are you
she?
kidding me?
I'm like, what?
Wow.
Anyway,
Okay.
let's go ahead and jump into our thoughts on this film, like
Yeah.
our full on thoughts, and then maybe we'll be able to jump back into it a little bit more. But
Okay.
obviously, what was yours?
Um. So you mentioned some of the kills. You mentioned a couple of the kills
Yeah,
were at least decent.
yeah,
The one with the car was I'll say okay, that was
yeah.
pretty good. You know, especially like you said for low budget.
Hmm.
My problem with them is that they were also just really generic.
Yeah,
If you take this movie, if you strip away the names of Christopher Robin Pooh, you strip away the masks, this could have been any.
yeah,
This could have been any slasher film. There is nothing unique or creative about using this IP. The IP was used just to be like, oh look, we can use this IP now because it's
yeah.
copyright has expired.
Excuse
There
me.
was nothing unique or creative about any of the characterization here. I think they kind of explain away that the animals renounced speaking,
Yeah,
right? Because they wanted to basically renounce every last shred of their humanity.
humanity. I
Right?
liked
Even
that.
though I think Pooh did say something
He
later.
finally says something right towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I think that the reason they threw that in there is because they didn't want to try to.
try to do the voices.
They didn't want to try to do voices. They didn't want to try to do any creative writing for those characters. Yeah. So yeah, I just think that it was an easy way for them to not have to worry about any sort of character development because
Yeah.
certainly none of the girls get any character development at all.
No, nobody did in
No.
this. I mean, if you didn't know the story of Christopher Robin and Pooh, you wouldn't have a clue of
Yeah.
really what was even the underlying basis for all
Yeah.
this. I do like the fact though that they did have it where Pooh could control bees because
Yeah.
of the honey and stuff like that. I was like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He
And
would
that was neat. And
throw
you
out a
get
swarm of bees and
one thing near the end, where he does that. He
yeah.
basically sicks them on someone, but it
Yeah.
happens in the distance.
Yeah.
You
And we
know.
will, I mean, they are planning a sequel. Even at the
Yeah.
end of the credits, it does say Pooh and Piglet will be back or will return. So
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to see a sequel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um
Oh yeah. They've got a whole cinematic universe planned out for this thing.
yeah.
I think.
My yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say one other thing that bothers me is who is this random group of girls and why do we care about them? They had a perfect setup for a story, and that was Christopher Robin's return with
Yeah.
his fiance slash wife, depending on what point of the story we're at.
Yeah.
And no, it's not because they get married later. It's just because I think that they forgot what they wrote at the beginning of the movie. Um, but you had that's the perfect setup,
Yeah.
and we could have gotten that entire story, but no, we gotta get the Christopher Robin thing out of the way quickly until we can bring it back near the end,
Yeah.
and just focus on this random group of girls just so we can get some kills in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay,
I absolutely loved this movie.
yeah,
I did. This was like my type of movie. And I'm not being sarcastic by any sort of
yeah,
means. I loved it. Um I liked the use of Pooh and Piglet in it. Piglet didn't get a whole lot of time, but uh,
No.
I liked the fact it was girls, violence, killing, satire, Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. It's my cup of tea. I dug it.
Yeah.
Um,
Eh,
so yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for a second one. And what
and
with it?
okay, but now all those things you loved about it, and now
Yeah,
imagine if they had actually gotten creative with the kills
yeah,
and,
that would have
and
been
done
great.
things that actually made sense instead of just
And
the
see,
the whole the
I'm not
whole Winnie the Pooh
discrediting
thing.
anything that you're saying. I mean,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the
I know.
kills were generic and all that sort of stuff, but to me, it was just fun. Was the ending of this movie stupid? Yes. Um, was I expecting everything that happened at the end of this movie? Not necessarily. No. Um, but
Yeah,
not to say that it wasn't dumb and it wasn't stupid. Sometimes dumb and stupid is great. Um, and that's what
yeah,
I loved about it. It was just so far enough bad that it was good for me. And that's I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
yeah,
it a lot. I had more fun with this than I have on a lot of many of the films that we've
yeah,
watched. I dug it. I dug it a lot. But let us know what you guys think. Give us your opinion on this and put it down in the comments down below.
yeah.
Make sure while you guys are down there, hit like and subscribe. Let us know what you guys thought about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and if they should come out with a second one. Are you with Shane on this one? Was this one so unrealistic that you couldn't get behind it, or was it just dumb enough that you enjoyed it like me? So,
I'm gonna
boobs and
steal
bashing, or
I'm gonna steal your Outwaters review and give this one a 7 dumpster fires out of 5. So yeah,
touche,
there we are.
touche.
We've finally gotten both ends of the spectrum here. A movie that you
Oh,
loved that I hated, and a movie that I loved that you hated. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, but that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
yeah,
Until next time, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane. We'll see you.
Hey, get the hell out of here, guys. We'll see you.